Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Imperial Armored Marauder. Marauder? I can't say that word. It is a tank that we see in The Mandalorian Season 2. It is set 75311, ages 8+, with 478 pieces. It retails for $40. I think it is a little bit pricey, and this was actually my least desired set about all of the ones that have come out, and I actually like it a lot. So this one surprised me. I thought I'd like the Bad Batch shuttle a lot, and I actually don't like that one very much. I like this one a lot more. So kind of interesting. It does come with 4 minifigures though, which I think is really good for the price, though we do get mostly Stormtroopers. But we also get Grief Karga, which is a good character to have, so we'll go into that. I'll show you guys the minifigures, and then we'll take a look at the tank. So checking out Grief Karga, I think he looks really good. He has a lot of print detailing on him, which I think is really nice. Lots of different patterns, different colors, and everything. Very good. I also like the way they did his beard. This particular actor has a super white beard, and it grows in kind of patchy on the sides. And so they've kept that and produced that in the minifigure, which I think is really cool. I like his hair. I think he's pretty recognizable. And I also like that this is the second version of Grief Karga. You can get him without his white beard as well if you get the Razor Crest. He actually does not have a double-sided head, which I was a little bit surprised about, but that's fine. He's a great addition to have if you wanted to make up all of the Mandalorian characters like friends and stuff. You can get Cara Dune, Boba Fett. You can get, you know, several other in the other sets coming out as well. So Grief Karga is the most interesting character in this lineup. And we get 2 Stormtroopers that are just plain white, and they do unfortunately have the dual molded helmet, which Lego was going for accuracy in the look of the helmets, but they're so big and they can't turn, so I don't like them for that reason. But they do look really accurate. Instead of being painted on, they are dual molded, so that's nice. They just have 2 blasters. They're very standard looking. But for the first time ever, Lego has decided to give a little bit more diversity to the Stormtroopers underneath, which I think is really good. People have wanted to get rid of the clone heads for so long because Stormtroopers are not clone troopers, and so their heads should reflect that way when you take the helmets off, and they finally did it. So this one here is actually a black dude, and I think that's awesome. I really like that they made them different because obviously since they're recruiting on different planets and stuff for people, always humans, we're going to get a mix of, you know, different colored people and different genders. So I think that's really, really cool. I like that he's a little black dude, just like Finn. And then this one's a girl, which is funny to me because she's bald. But it is a girl, which is kind of cool. We know that girls are in the Imperial Army as well. So I think that that's really cool that they gave them specific special heads. I'm not ever going to display them without their helmets, but it's nice to know that underneath they are not clone troopers. All right, and then finally, the most interesting Stormtrooper is this here. They call it an artillery Stormtrooper, but it's kind of a mortar trooper because you give him, this is a mortar here with this small little rinky-dink build. I'm glad that they included it, I guess. It's kind of neat. But this is a mortar trooper, not an artillery trooper. And he is the exact same as a flame trooper, just different colors. So he's all yellow. He's got a little pauldron and this little backpack that makes him tip over that we've seen on sand troopers before. And then he is just not a clone trooper. Sorry, he went out of focus. There we go. Not a clone trooper, so that's pretty good. He looks pretty tough underneath. But this is a dual molded helmet again with the painting on it to make him specific for his class. So I think he looked really neat as well. There is some coloring down there also, but I like him. Pretty good, I think, in terms of a lot of minifigures that you get. I think that it's not too bad. So here is the Armored Marauder. To me, it's like a tank, and I think it's on like episode 4 or something of The Mandalorian. I'm kind of guessing at this point. I remember the episode, and it's actually a really cool tank. I like it a lot, as I've mentioned. Light gray and dark gray make up most of this, and it has no actual windshield. This tank has like open air, both in the front and in the back. And there's a lot of places to put minifigures and a lot of compartments to open. So I really appreciate that fact. We have some stud shooters on the front here with green, and then some cannons that rotate on both sides, and they kind of just house up in the front, which is really nice in my opinion. And then on the back, we have some more stud shooters, and it's actually turret operated on the inside. So that's really cool that they do include that. You see the engines here. This is one of those ships that kind of just floats above the ground. It just hovers. And we have a lot of basically compartments to open. So the top opens up here for better access to the initial driving spot, and you can put a minifigure in this chair. And then you've got the same little monitor screen that you always have. But it's nice. You can see a minifigure when they're sitting in there. You can see their face, so I do like that. On the side here, you can open up this panel and this panel to access. On both sides, you can do that. So you can see all the way through. You can kind of get your hand in there and you could probably fit a minifigure right there. This panel up top also opens, so you can actually have a minifigure standing in it. It doesn't go all the way through, but it allows them an access to shoot, which is kind of cool. I do like that. It's like just a small little kind of eagle's nest on top of the tank there. You also can open up this top panel. My big complaint is that there's not like a handle or anything. You have to like grab it with your fingernails or kind of push up here. There's not a really good way to move this door. And inside there are 2 more seats. Now with the smaller builds that they've been doing, it's kind of annoying because it's really hard to fit minifigures in here for my size hands. So you can kind of just like guide them in and push their heads down and hope they don't fall over. You kind of have to shake the minifigures out because there's just not, I like that there's so many panels, but there's not a huge amount of room to actually access them, which is kind of a bummer. On the back here though, you do get this whole door folds down, which is nice. And you can see this chair sits backwards. There's actually just like a clear panel here that separates them. And if you needed more access, you could take off this top turret just so that you can get your minifigure in there. But it rotates side to side, and I think it looks really cool. And then when it's closed up, you can see the minifigure sitting in back there because again, it's open air. The other part that I really liked that surprised me about this tank was these compartments on the sides. On each side, they open up and there's a little Imperial box. So you have one there. And then you have one here. And you can open them up and they're just like supply boxes, but I think they're so cool. I'm pretty sure they've made these before, but I don't think I have any. And they're printed, they're totally printed, and you can open up the lids and put something inside of it if you'd like. And I really, really like that it came with it. They definitely didn't have to include these kind of things. So I appreciate the extra detail, and they just slide in there and they can be stored. And I really like these panels that close up. I think they look really nice. So overall, this tank, I'm gonna call it a tank, is pretty small, but I really like it. It's really sturdy, you don't have any pieces coming off, and there's a lot of room. If you wanted to actually make this a troop tank, you can fit quite a few Stormtroopers in here. You can fit one in the front, one in the back, you can put one in the little eagle's nest up here, and then you can fit one minifigure here, and then 2 right here. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minifigures or so. So I think it's actually works and serves its purpose. And while it is a little bit hard to maneuver inside due to just the close quarters of everything, you can make it work, and I think it's really cool. So this was one of the sets I picked up because I wanted the whole wave, but I wasn't especially fond of. And after building it, I really, really like it, and I love the compactness of it. I think it looks really cool. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys later.